What's up, everyone? We have this Ryobi. It's a 3200 psi, 2.3 gallon per minute pressure washer here. It has a Kohler RH series 196cc motor on it, engine, and the owner got it for free from his brother or friend, something like that. Said it didn't work. Do you want it? If you don't want it, I'm gonna toss it. Dude's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll take it over, have it fixed, and here we are. He literally took it from their house to my driveway, so he didn't check anything, he doesn't know anything, he just says, I was told it didn't work, and it was free. So now we know exactly how much he knows, and we are all on the same playing field. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things, and then we'll give it a pull and see what happens. To save you the wonderful camera shots of looking at oil on a dipstick, I just did. It has oil. It's not even that old. It does have fuel. It is turned off though. I did smell it. And the fuel isn't new, but potentially could still run. Let's go ahead and just turn the fuel on. There we go. And let's start. I don't really see a choke anywhere. Excuse me. So maybe that does both. Could be both. Anyway. Could be a pump. If it's a pump, I do have his permission to replace the pump, because I think I have another one in my shed that it's never been used. I bought it when it was on a good sale. As of right now, it's not leaking, so that's good. Let's just spin the motor over one time and see what it feels like. It does have compression. It's kind of an awkward angle though. Just run. Maybe back to start. Maybe back to run. Now, I think we have a fuel problem. So let's go ahead and tear into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fuel situation here. So as I thought, it's not like perfect or anything. Let's turn it off. Could just have water in it, which would be unfortunate, because while it is yellowed, it's not like the worst fuel I've ever seen, that's for sure. It probably would have still ran, assuming it doesn't have water, of course. We're going to take the bowl off, because this whole choke slash run lever, whenever I see those, it's usually a sign of complexity that I don't want to deal with. We're going to tip that off to the side here, kind of see if anything settles out of the fuel. Bowl's very clean. However, what I do see in there is remnants of water. So, I don't see a single impurity, and what we did see is what's spitting through the carb a little bit, or excuse me, starting to spit. So that tells me that it probably was trying to draw the fuel, but couldn't. Anyway, just to avoid issues, I'm going to take my air compressor and blow through the top. I don't think I need to do too much. That's really loud, and to be honest, probably really boring. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then we'll look at the fuel. There's the fuel shut off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the clamp off. Hopefully it looks a little rusted, but hopefully it comes off easy. Now, every now and then, when you buy a aftermarket carb, they give you what I like to call throwaway goodies. One of those goodies I like to throw away is a fuel line, because it's just generally not good. But from time to time, I do keep it. So let's see if we can't shove this on the end. Or is this the wrong diameter? It might be the wrong diameter. Do I have a piece of larger bad fuel line? I don't see it, so we're going to have to stretch it out. Just take a pair of pliers and... Oh, now it's just ripping. Probably would help if I got it warm. Let's see if this can go over the part that's not ripped. That might work. It's also insanely long, so let's trim it to a more respectable size. And put in this non-labeled Doritos bottle. So now we shouldn't need to open the fuel cap, but it does have a vent, but the bigger vent is the fuel cap. I'm gonna chill here, maybe go make some dinner real quick, or maybe early dinner, and then I'll be back. Avoiding having to hear you listening to this, I spent a little time, blew out the tank. I might blow a little bit more compressed air in there, a little water on the rim, but on the inside it looks very dry. Don't know how well that's showing up, but I think we should be good to go. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put the fuel line back on, and I did blow through the line, both sides, just to make sure. It might be wet on the outside, but the line on the inside's dry. But just to make sure, I'm going to take some fuel that I know isn't the greatest, but I also don't want to waste good fuel, and I'm going to pour it in there. This is the fuel that came out of it. It looks pretty saturated, let's just say that. I don't even know how that occurs without running. It's just very weird. Like, the longer it sits, the more and more it settles. But usually something that hasn't ran for a long time, that should settle very quickly, but don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna put you back up there, and we're gonna give it a pull. Also, I did blow through the carburetor, the jet, just the area I showed you. I dried the bowl off, put the bowl back on, and then we'll be right back. Also, this may work, I'm hoping so, but stay tuned to the end. I'll tell you a couple additional things if this isn't going to work, what you should check next. Put some good new fuel in there. It's open, so it should be good. Now, this isn't a metal tank, so I can't do what I would like to do and get it hot to completely dry it out. I took air, blew it out, so long until I stop seeing mist or anything, and should be good, but there might still be a little water in there. So at the end of this, I'm going to run for 15-20 seconds. That's not going to hurt the pump, but I'm going to let it run, and then hopefully if there is any water, it's been sitting for like 3-4 minutes. All the water should be at least in the carb or about to go in the carb if there is water. So let's see. Such an awkward way. Oh, I don't think it was all the way on choke. Maybe it was. It is on, right? Yeah, it is on. It ran. So, it's exactly what we thought. Water in the carburetor. Pretty common occurrence. What I'm going to do right now, because I'm pretty sure that was the reason why, this pump, I looked at it, has no cracks visible on it. I'm still going to put water through it. I have a hose somewhere. I'm going to let it run. Maybe clean my driveway a little bit with it. I'm not going to show that because the engine's running, and if the pump wasn't working, I'll bring it back for a second part of the video. But other than that, if you have a Ryobi with these, what was it again? Kohler 196 cc, or pretty much any pressure washer, whether it be Ryobi or not, having this issue, look at the fuel. All I needed was a old cup to see it was pretty bad. Drain the fuel out, get it nice and dry, clean the carb, well, dry the carb out, and then let it run. See if it happens. Now, like I said, it could do this for another like 5-10 minutes and it should be fine. But if in another 5 or 10 minutes it does start to cut off and die, then there was more water in the carb. What you can do, since you now have fresh fuel in the tank, just do what we did earlier with the cup. Take the bowl off. It should be fine. Water is heavier than fuel, so as long as you let it sit for a little bit, and then it should go to the lowest point. The lowest point is the carburetor. I'm going to leave you at that. Follow me on Instagram, SmallEngine101. If you like what you see, keep on watching. Definitely subscribe. If this helped you out, put a thumbs up. That helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. You have a good rest of your night.